All right, David, we get to do another video for the AFS team. And you and I were actually just talking a lot about decisions. You make decisions all day, every day, don't you?
Yes, yeah, pretty much have to.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're not the only one, right?
Right,
There are so many different decisions. You said 350 team members at American Fire. Is that right?
correct. Yep. Yeah, we're at 350
So
right now.
350, that is awesome. As you think about how you make decisions, what are some of the things that you, David, are thinking about when you make decisions, or what's some of your process as you go through different decisions that you make?
Well, I mean, it depends on the issue in front of me at the time, obviously. But if we've got a problem on a job site where maybe we don't have enough water flow to one end of it, or we don't have enough people, manpower on it, you have
Hmm.
to be able to look around. And I mean, everything's moving so fast. You can't take a lot of time to try to make sure it's the perfect decision.
Hmm.
And I think the biggest thing is to make the right decision for the customer, make the right decision for the employee. Make sure when I say customer, it's got to be code compliant. So we've got to make sure that we're installing the right product. We're going back to the integrity. So as long as you're thinking about the integrity 360 degrees for the employees, the property or the customer, make sure
Hmm.
that you are thinking about the product at the end of the day, it's going to work. Then I don't think you can make the wrong decision. If you
Hmm.
do make the wrong decision, then we can fix that decision. But you've got to make a decision so that we can get it taken care of. We had a property that was completely sheetrocked, and we had to go back and add a bunch of pipe. We could have
Hmm.
tore out a whole bunch of sheetrock. Our customer, our customer was a little frustrated with us at the time,
Yeah.
but we said, well, hey a second, we can actually run some pipe out in the garage. We're not tearing anything out. We added more bulk main to it, and we made it work. And I had a good team that jumped on it, and three or four of them, they jumped in and they're like, okay, we can do this right here. And it was minimal impact. Now the customer thought it was huge,
Yeah.
but by the time the team figured out what they were doing and how to fix it, then we added some more at our expense, but we took care of the property. It works. We get more than enough water flow than what we needed. And they've got a good product that will work it when needed. And it's the right thing to do to take care of the customer. As long as you making the decision for the right reasons. Don't make it because it's the easiest way to do it. Don't make
Hmm.
it because it's almost quitting time and I want to get out of here. Make the decision because you think that that's what's best for the project you're on, whether it's a small inspection or it's a 67-story high rise. Make the decision for the right reason. If it's not the right decision, we can always fix it.
Yeah. Wow. That a couple of things in there, but one, I mean, that's a pretty freeing thing is to, I heard you say a number of times, make the decision, right? Just tell the team, make the decision. If it's not the right one, we can fix it.
Right?
We're gonna get it to where it is right, but we figure it out in the process, is a lot of what I heard.
Agreed. And we've got layers of management that, whether it's if you're a helper on a job and you just started out, or you've got fitters that have 3 or 4 or 5 years experience, they've already made some of the decisions that you're going to try and make, and they know what the right decision is. Or a foreman that's running the job site, or a superintendent that's over multiple job sites, or a project manager, or a department manager. You've got 4 or 5 people that
Hmm.
and may have anywhere from, may have 20 years experience. They've made some of those decisions. So if you think it's the wrong decision or you're not sure what to do, don't be scared to call somebody. Hey, we got a problem on a
Yeah.
job. Because if there's a foreman out there that thinks he's got a problem on a job and he's the first one,
Yeah.
he's not the first one. I promise you. I
Yeah.
had all kinds of them. And I know that when I was on job sites, I made the wrong decisions, but I was making them for the right reasons. And we can go back and fix them. And we are always going to do it taking the customer's best interest in mind. I mean, it's always going to
Yeah.
be how can we install a superior product? And the customer may be frustrated in the beginning, but when they see our response, when they see our action, they're going to know that they made the right decision by hiring us. because we take care of them.
That's so great, and I know just from being around you for a little bit that when you do get stuck, you ask questions, which is what you just told everybody to do, right? Start asking people around you, and then you and I were talking about this stuck idea, and that I don't think you ever get stuck, David. I'm not sure that you do, and it's a wonderful quality, and it's something that I got the sense you were like, this is just a part of how we approach things at AFS too, is that it's never a brick wall. It's a door that we got to figure out how to unlock it. Uh,
Absolutely.
how does this kind of fit into your decision making and problem solving? Talk me through a little bit of. I mean, you will figure out every way to turn a door into an unlocked door.
Well, at the end of the day, somebody somewhere said, "Hey, I'm going to build the Empire State Building." Somebody said, "I'm going to build the Astrodome," and I watched the documentary on the Astrodome. It's an amazing 30-minute video that shows the building of the Astrodome. What in the world was he thinking when he said, "We're going to build an indoor dome stadium"? And by the way, there's no structure that holds up the roof, it holds itself up. I mean, somebody thought of that. So we've got competitors out there that do, I can't say they do bigger projects than us, but we get perceived as kind of the residential guys, and because we do a lot of multifamily. But our
Mm-hmm.
multifamily is anywhere. I mean, the biggest one we've done now is 67 stories in downtown Austin. That's not a
Wow.
residential project anymore. That's a full blown commercial. It had 17 stories of parking and another 15 stories of office space and the biggest equipment mezzanine I've ever seen on any project. If anybody else can do it, we can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, our guys are just as talented. Our staff knows what they're doing. Whether you process a contract that's $5,000 or $5 million, it's still a contract. You know the verbiage you're looking for. You know how to execute it. You know how to get the insurance in place. We've got the best designers, I think, in the world. They really know their product. They know what they're doing, and we can sell, design, install, and service better than anybody else out there. And that's the staff that we want. We want those people that know that they work for the best fire protection company out there. And they know that they're adding to the value of that company.
Yeah, tremendous. So for somebody that's watching, that is one of those. They're, like you just said, they're the best, working for the best. They run into a problem. They know they got to make a decision. What's your encouragement to them?
Make the decision. There's never a project that happens that there's not some kind of hiccup on it somewhere. And you may have a foreman that makes a decision because he's had it in the past, and he may not have to make. He may look at the plans and say, "Well, I can't do that," but I've had this problem before. So he was
Mm,
in that position where he made the decision, or somebody helped him with that decision. So now he knows the answer. He may not be
mhm.
making a decision after the fact or trying to solve it. He kind of knows it going into it. Uh, it's just the nature of the beast. It's a construction project, and they're doing a lot of what they call BIM now, which is the modeling program, 3D modeling, and it's really cool because in theory you're supposed to be able to virtually walk through this building and see everything installed. it
Wow.
still it still doesn't fit right when we get out there. Even though there's no clashes, those two are not bumping up into each other on the CAD plans. When you
Yeah.
get out there, they do, because then you've got that human factor that we go out there and we read plans, and I interpret it a little bit different than you. You see 8 foot on a plan, and I may say, well, that's 8 foot off the floor, and you say it's 8 foot off the ceiling.
Yeah.
So there's always the people that are installing it, and I would tell them, make the best decision you can. If
Hmm.
you're not sure about it, don't be scared to ask, because there are no dumb questions.
Hmm.
Especially when we're building these projects. You go back to the Empire State Building. I can't imagine how many mistakes they made going through it, but they adapted, overcame, and they built one of the finest structures in the world.
Yeah.
Astrodome, same thing. They asked the engineer where you were going to be standing when they started taking all the supports out of the building, and he said, "Right in the middle." And right in the middle. What? Aren't you worried about it? He goes, "If it works, I'll be one of the most popular people in the world. If it doesn't work, we won't have to worry about me anymore."
Wow.
But
Wow.
make the decision. Yeah, make the decision if you think it's the right one, for the right reasons. You're trying to install the right product. If you go out and you have to change the route in a pipe and it adds, $500 or $1,000 worth of materials. If it's the right decision, the cost of materials is nothing compared to making the wrong decision, having to go back and tear it out and do it again. So make the decision, ask the questions. You've got a foreman on the job site, you've got a superintendent that oversees them, you got a project manager that is typically somebody that came from the field. They know what it takes to install pipe. They know they've had the problems before. If you're in the office, if you're a salesman, if you've never sold one of those projects before, go ask. We have people that have. Go ask them, hey, what do you think about this? And our people are pretty talented. They can look at a problem and, oh yeah, this is what I would do right here.
Yeah. You all do it every single day. You solve problems. You make great decisions to help protect people and make sure that your customers, the team, everybody is valued. So thank you for laying that up, David. Anything as you close up today? Any last thing for the team?
Just be proud of where you're at. Be proud of the people around you. Expect a little bit more out of each other. As we do that, we will create the strongest fire protection, whether it's low voltage or sprinklers or inspections. We want the best people out there. And at the end of the day, I think we're considered one of the top fire protection contractors in Texas. And we've always stayed in Texas because Texas is so big and busy. But hopefully that's getting even stronger.
Indeed. And as you all keep solving problems, making great decisions, it most certainly will. Thank you, David, for your time. Have a great one.
You too.